The halls of Topkapi Palace whispered. A sultan ruled, but not with his father's iron hand. Selim II, the 10th sultan, preferred indulgence. Wine flowed freely in his court. Selim, known as the drunkard, relished it. He surrounded himself with poets, musicians, and revelry. Affairs of state took a back seat to palace pleasures. Selim's love for wine was legendary. His cellars overflowed with the finest vintages. He even composed poetry praising the drink. His indulgence became a symbol of his reign. It contrasted sharply with his father, Suleiman the Magnificent. The whispers in the palace grew louder. Many feared Selim's reign marked the beginning of the end. The once mighty Ottoman Empire seemed to be teetering on the edge of decline. The empire Suleiman had forged through conquest and shrewd governance now faced an uncertain future. Selim seemed content to let the empire run itself. He delegated much of his authority to his Grand Vizier, Sokolu Mehmed Pasha. While Sokolu Mehmed Pasha was a capable administrator, he could not fully compensate for Selim's lack of interest in governing. The once tightly controlled empire began to loosen at its seams. Suleiman the Magnificent loomed large. His reign was a golden age for the Ottoman Empire, a brilliant strategist, lawgiver, and patron of the arts. His conquests expanded the empire across 3 continents. His name inspired fear and respect. He left large shoes for his son to fill. Selim, unfortunately, stumbled. Suleiman was disciplined. Selim was indulgent. Suleiman led armies. Selim indulged in comforts. Suleiman expanded the empire. Selim maintained it. This difference impacted the empire profoundly. Suleiman's reign was marked by expansion and efficiency. He reformed laws, oversaw architecture, and dominated the Mediterranean. Selim's reign saw complacency and decline. Selim's lack of leadership allowed problems to grow. The Ottoman Empire was vast. It spanned across 3 continents encompassing a diverse array of cultures, religions, and languages. Maintaining order and control required a firm hand and constant vigilance. Unfortunately, Selim's reign saw a rise in internal challenges that threatened to unravel the empire from within. Corruption became rampant within the administration. Provincial governors, sensing weakness at the center, began to assert their independence. They levied their own taxes and raised their own armies, often defying the Sultan's authority. The Janissaries, the elite infantry corps of the Ottoman army, once renowned for their discipline and loyalty, became increasingly unruly. They used their power to influence the Sultan and extort privileges from the government. Religious tensions, always simmering beneath the surface in the diverse empire, began to boil over. Selim's lack of religious piety, in stark contrast to his father's devoutness, eroded his authority among some segments of the population. Economic problems, exacerbated by the costs of maintaining the empire's vast military and indulging in the excesses of the court, further weakened the state. Selim's reign, rather than addressing these issues, allowed them to fester and grow, setting the stage for the empire's long and slow decline. The year 1571 brought a devastating blow to the Ottoman Empire. A massive naval battle took place near the Greek town of Lepanto. The Ottoman fleet, confident in its strength, clashed with a coalition of Christian powers known as the Holy League. The battle was a disaster for the Ottomans. The Holy League, led by Don Juan of Austria, outmaneuvered and outgunned the Ottoman fleet. Thousands of Ottoman sailors and soldiers perished in the fighting. The defeat sent shockwaves throughout the empire and beyond. It shattered the aura of Ottoman invincibility at sea. The Mediterranean, once considered an Ottoman lake, was no longer under their control. While the Ottomans were able to rebuild their fleet in the aftermath of Lepanto, the defeat had long-lasting consequences. It marked a shift in the balance of power in the Mediterranean. The Christian powers, emboldened by their victory, became more assertive in challenging Ottoman dominance. The defeat also exposed the weaknesses in the Ottoman naval administration and contributed to the decline of the empire's maritime strength. Selim II died in 1574 after a reign of 8 years. He left behind a mixed legacy. While he was a patron of the arts and oversaw the completion of impressive architectural projects like the Selimiye Mosque in Edirne, his reign is largely remembered for the decline of the Ottoman Empire. Selim's indulgence in personal pleasures, his lack of interest in the affairs of state, and his inability to address the growing challenges facing the empire, all contributed to its decline. His reign marked a turning point, a shift away from the expansion and dominance of his father's era towards an era of stagnation and decline. While the Ottoman Empire would continue for centuries after Selim's death, his reign is seen as the beginning of a long and slow decline. The problems that emerged during his rule, internal strife, corruption, military setbacks, and the rise of provincial governors, would continue to plague the empire for centuries to come. Selim's legacy serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of complacency and the importance of strong leadership in maintaining the health of an empire. Was Selim II solely responsible for the decline of the Ottoman Empire? It's a complex question with no easy answers. The Ottoman Empire, like all empires, was subject to cycles of growth and decline. Selim's reign coincided with a period of internal and external pressures that would have challenged even the most capable ruler. However, his personal indulgences, his delegation of power, and his inability to address the root causes of the empire's problems undoubtedly exacerbated the situation. The Ottoman Empire needed a Suleiman the Magnificent to navigate the treacherous waters of the late 16th century. Instead, they got Selim the Sot. The weight of the throne, it seemed, was simply too much for him to bear. What do you think? Was Selim II's personal indulgence the most significant factor in the Ottoman decline? Or were larger forces at play?